everybody, it's Miss Cathy. Wish you could be here to do this project today, but unfortunately with things the way that they are, we want you to stay home and be safe. Make sure you're washing your hands regularly, taking all the precautions necessary to keep yourself healthy so that when we can open up again, you guys can come back and be here with us. We would really love that. So for today's project, what we're going to do is a 3D hand. So 3D stands for three-dimensional, and it's a way of tricking the eye to see things that kind of appear like they're coming towards you. So this is what it's going to look like when we're all said and done. We're going to do your hand and see how the hand looks like it's coming up off the page. That's considered three-dimensional or 3D. So I'm going to show you how to do that. It's fairly simple and fun, and we'll go ahead and get started. So for today's project, you're going to need the white paper that was in your bags that we handed out today, along with your markers, pencil, and that should be it. You should be able to do the project. If you didn't get any of those supplies, you can use whatever's in your house. If you need to use a pen, that's fine too. There's really no exact science to this. It's just however you want to create it. So what you're going to do, the first thing you're going to do is take your white paper, and you can either do it, this is called portrait or landscape. I like to do mine the landscape way, but you can do yours the other way, however you'd like to do it. You're going to place your hand, whichever is your non-dominant hand, so the hand you write with the most is you're going to put your pencil in. So you're going to put your non-dominant hand on the paper, and you're just going to trace an outline of your hand. And it doesn't have to be exact. Just do the best you can and follow the outline of your hand all the way down to your wrist so it comes off the paper. So when you take your hand up, you should see a copy of it there that you just drew with your pencil. So then what you're going to do is you'll keep your pencil and you're going to make lines across your paper or horizontal. So, and you can make them as thin or as thick as you'd like. The smaller you make them, the more it's going to make your hand look like it's really coming up off the paper. If you do them too wide, it won't give you the effect that you need. So I'm just going to start from the bottom, and then once you reach the first part of your hand where the outline of your hand is, you're just going to raise it a little and make a little bump to the other side of your hand and go across. Okay? And you're going to keep doing this. Every time you reach that line of your hand, you're going to make a little bump so it looks like it's raising up off the paper. And the lines don't have to be straight. Don't worry if they're not even. They may be a little crooked. That's okay. Just take your time. Do the best that you can. Again, every time you reach that hand or the outline of your hand, you're going to raise up and make a little bump. Again, that's going to give you your 3D effect, so it looks like your hand is coming up off your paper. It's pretty cool. Keep going all the way up. My lines are getting a little thin on the other side, but you can fix that. You can go across. And then make another little bump. There we go. And now in your fingers, you're going to get close. The places where you're going up are going to get a little bit closer together. But just remember, every time you hit the line where the outline of your hand, you're going to make a oops, so I'm just going to erase that because I was supposed to go straight. There we go. And make a little bump. And then go across. Almost done, you guys. I've got a big hand. And as I get to the top here where my fingers are, I'm just going to trace the very top parts or the tips of my fingers on my paper, and that's going to be where my raised line is. There you go. So then it should look almost like a piece of notebook paper when you're done. You've got your lines going across. Again, where your hand is, you got a little raised part, so give it that 3D effect. Okay, so once you're done with that, you can go ahead and put your pencil away. So for the colors, you can use whatever colors you want, as many colors as you want, but the more colors you use, the longer it's going to take. So it just depends on how detailed you want to get. But the first thing you're going to do, you do need to use your black marker, and you're just going to go back over all those lines that you just made to give them a highlight. So I'm just going to trace over the lines I just made with my black marker. And again, if you don't have markers, you can use crayons, you can use colored pencils. Probably could even use a colored pen if you have a couple different colored pens. It might just take you a little bit longer to get through it, but you can try it and see how it works out. As you're going along and you're making these black lines, you can already kind of see when you look at it where you're making the ridges. It already looks a little bit different. So that 3D effect is starting to kick in. All right. So now that we've gone through and retraced everything, the lines with our black marker, now this is where you can color it in and give it that real pop. So you can use whatever colors you want. You don't have to use the same colors as me, whatever your favorite colors are. Or maybe you're making this for somebody in your family. You can use their favorite colors, however you want to do it. But I'm using green, purple, and orange. And you're going to start with one. And underneath the first black line, you're just going to follow along the bottom. Same thing. Just tracing that line. And if you made your lines a little bit closer together, you're going to see there might not be enough room for all your colors, and that's okay. There might be spaces where they're a little bit bigger. You just kind of have to play with it and fill it in as you go. That's a lot of green. All right, so then you take your next color and you do the same thing underneath the green. So you just follow along, adding your next color. And filling in that white space. Then I'm going to take my final color, orange, and do the same thing and complete my 3D hand picture. But if you have more colors, you can keep going. I have a little bit of extra white space, so I'm just going to go add a little bit more color. Same thing, so I'm going to go back and just follow my color pattern and fill in my white space. Almost done, and you should be seeing at this point, you should be seeing that outline of your hand and how it comes up off the paper. Again, that's a three-dimensional picture. I'm just kind of filling in my white space. So this is what mine looks like. My marker stay there. So my hand's coming up off that paper, so it almost looks like I have another hand. But it's just, that's three-dimensional. It's just the way you're looking at it, that your eyes see it. So it looks a little different than just drawing the hand and coloring it in with one color. So that's your three-dimensional hand. I encourage you to keep trying. I think you had a couple pieces of paper in your bag. Try another hand, try different colors. Or if you really want to challenge yourself, maybe try a different object. Trace a heart or a star and see if you can get that to do the same thing as you did with this hand right here. But I enjoyed doing this with you today. Again, I miss you guys. Can't wait to see you come back. Everybody stay healthy, and we'll see you later on today with Miss Veronica and Miss Jonathan. Bye, guys.